Hi, some of you will have seen from my Instagram when I got my new Dracula doll for my wedding anniversary, and I also mentioned on it somehow something else dropped into the basket. Now, I've been eyeing these up for some time because my Sindy doesn't have a fridge freezer. She doesn't have anything like that. Most of her furniture is vintage, but I quite like the vintage vibe of this. I think it's really cool. I love the colour. And so I've been watching a few people who are unboxing them, and one of them, who is Mandy's Dolls UK, give you a mention then, I'll pop you a comment, a link below. We had a little chat about it and it just looks amazing. Now, the thing that really sold it for me is the fact that there's a little UV light in the top. You can either have a light on, there's a little switch under there somewhere. You can have a normal light on, like when you open the fridge, you've got your light, or you can put the UV light on, which if you've collected these before, you know a lot of them, because you can get the balls now to fill your fridge. A lot of them come with resin, and I've not had a lot of luck with my resin because I lost my UV light, although I have found it recently, but I did lose it. So I was trying to sort of set it in the sun and it was not happening. Everything got left sticky, and I said, that was it. I'm not doing any more resin. As much as it looks cool, I'm just not doing it. But again, I've watched somebody else actually use this to do like a jelly mold that comes with some of them. And it worked. It works so well. So I'm hoping this means I've got a little UV light to actually cook, I was going to say, but you know, set the resin that comes with some of these things. I'm quite excited about getting into this. I did see one person though that said they thought it was a little small. We'll get a Sindy and compare as well, and I will also take some photos of it in the Sindy kitchen, although I need to clear out Sindy's kitchen because it looks as bad as mine does at the moment. Very untidy. So I will try and do that to put a comparison. But what I was going to say is I have seen one person who said it was a little bit short, and they basically made like a little silver plinth, sat it on, it brought it up to height, which was absolutely perfect. Absolutely loved that idea. But again, I'm thinking fridge freezers come in all shapes and sizes, so it doesn't matter if it's a little bit short. So we're going to get in there. I know there's some goodies in there as well, so I'm quite excited about that. Fingers crossed the resin's going to work. I think there's batteries already in it as well, from what I've seen from other people's. Anyway, I don't know exactly till I get in there because I'm really bad at reading labels and I've not read anything. I'm just waiting to see how we go top down. So let's get top down. If you enjoy the channel, please like, subscribe and share, and I will see you in a second, and let's have a look at our little fridge freezer. So here is the Zuru minibrands mini fridge. Fill the Fridge it is called, and you can buy the balls, the capsules separate to fill your fridge with items. But this is the main one, as I've mentioned, and that's just there to cover, to protect these. I mean, the detailing is really super nice. Now there's usually a strip, isn't there? There is. There's one there, but I don't know which end it starts. There's a little arrow. That's usually useful. Now I hope this is easier than when I didn't. It isn't. It isn't. It isn't. It isn't. I was going to say I hope it's easier than when you open the balls, because they never run, do they? You try and do this bit and it just, for some reason, it could be just me, they never run. So I'm making a total pig's ear of this. Oh, hang on, we've got a bit going. I don't know why they don't run. I mean, if you run a pair of scissors down them, they do. Because I've done that before now. That's what I was looking for, but I can't see my scissors anywhere. Where's my scissors? I've got a crochet hook. I don't know whether that'll work. Shall we see? There. Crochet hook works. It's not an ideal way of doing it because you might scratch it. But as there's another layer underneath, that's not going to be a problem. 2 layers. I suppose it protects it, but it's a bit of a pain. Where do I get into this one? There. Now this one's a wider one, so I'm hoping, or maybe I'm very hopeful that it'll do it. It's coming off. Well, this is fun, isn't it? Watching me trying to fight with this. I don't want to break these handles, but they don't look like they're very easy. I've got a pile of stuff on this side of the room at the minute because I've been doing some other bits and pieces. Yeah, because that's got up. There we go. It's all off. It's all off. Now, we'll look at the fridge first. I said this blue or greeny turquoisey colour is just gorgeous. This is the switch at the back. Oh, it's opening itself. We have an on. We have one that goes for the UV. One that's a normal light. It does have batteries in because I've just seen it. I know everyone's mentioning this bit, so it looks like the back of a real fridge. And things were already falling out, so let's have a look. Ta-da! That's the top. And that's the bottom. I mean, look at the details. Look at these little shelves. How cute are they? It's super realistic. I opened it wrong way up. That's the top, isn't it? And these things fell out. We have some goodies to get us going. Let's have a look how that light works. Where's the switch? So we get a blue UV or we get a normal light. Now, is there a turn off full stop? Does it turn off? It's like your own fridge door. I think it turns off when you do that. But then how's that work for the UV? I'm not sure. Is there a normal off? There isn't, so it must turn it off. But I know when I saw people do the UV, they did the UV, put that in. Oh, I don't know. We can play, can't we? Now, we have another shelf here. We have information. These are just lots of information leaflets, which I need to read. And then a little bit about the range. Now, as you can see, they've got loads of things in the fridge there. So there's lots of things to get. It does talk to you about the UV and the information there. And the LED light. The kitchen stuff. Look at this. I've not seen these before. I mean, my Sindy has a full kitchen, so I don't really need to worry. But how cute. How cute is that? A little bit about resin. I think we've all sort of sussed that by now if we've had a few of these things. The only thing is I hadn't sussed was the fact that it didn't work because I was having to rely on sunlight and it didn't work for me. Perhaps if you're in a sunnier area it might do. So should we see what we've got? These feel like shelves. I'd say you may have seen other people's videos so you've got a good idea what's coming in this. But I've not actually seen my own contents. So, how do we get in this? How do we get in? I don't know. I can see it's there. I just can't believe how detailed it is. I just think it's great quality. We have shelves. We're not necessarily going to do all of them, but even down to this. See how we've got the metal ridge? So we've got a shelf. Can't actually see whether I'm putting these in straight because I'm not looking at the camera. There we go. And then we have for the door, we have this. It's not as much as mine's got in it, the real size one. A little egg tray one, so that means there's going to be some little eggs coming at some point. I don't know whether that fits on there. Which way does that go? I think I'm putting that in the wrong way, aren't I? No, I shouldn't be. Does it go in the top one? You know, I am so bad at reading instructions. If I actually read them, I might find out. But basically, I'm not going to mess too much. They do slot into there. I need to put a bit more pressure on them. But I do think that, I just think it's amazing. I'm going to take them out for now because I don't want them to sort of wiggle about. And I didn't put that shelf in very well. There we go. So what have we got in here? First one, we have a little scoop. A little, oh, these are cool. I forgot about these. Fridge magnets. I think you probably, you know, in the balls, you'll probably get a fridge magnet in each. And we have a little can of Olipop, they've called it. It is strawberry and vanilla pop, but again, great size for the dolls. And then this will be our little resin thing. So I've seen people do these, so I check out other people because I'm not so great with the resin. But basically we have, it's silicone mould, which is super cool because if it all comes out, you could use that again to make other doll things. Because I got the impression there is more than enough to make one in there. And then we have a little cloche that will be going over our jelly. Careful with the, oh, we've got little tiny bits. I love these. Now, I can remember as a child, I don't know how well you'll be able to see them. Let me put it on the plate. Eating oranges out of a tin. And they look like little, well, they are little tiny oranges that you eat out of the tin. They've even got the little lines on that the oranges would have. So how cute is that? They will be going in there. I presume you put a bit of resin in, you put your jellies in, and I'm going to lose them, and then a bit more resin, and then you would put it in your fridge. So we have some little tweezers, which is to pick those up really, and I think it's all super cute. I just love it, absolutely love it. And I got, this is just amazing. I've got to get some of these balls though, haven't I, to actually fill the fridge. I will take some photographs afterwards, how it's going to sit in Cindy's house, because that was my priority. And see how easy this resin is to get into. Right, the resin, basically, you've got a little peel off bit. You've got this. And you would peel that off, hopefully put that back on, and because you've got a sort of a squeezy bit out there, you will pop it into there. I don't think I'm going to mess about with the resin now. I will put a comment on and probably a photograph, a couple of photos of how it went. I'm pretty sure from other people's videos it's going to work super easy. So we do have a couple of things for our fridge. I have some pop. I was hoping I'd get a few more bits, but there isn't, so I'm going to have to get to, I don't know, it'll not be, like I say, I know I mentioned about having surgery, but it'll not be sort of straight away. But I might have to work out how to get some. Love the idea of having a fridge magnet though. Does it sit on the side as well? There must be some sort of metal in there, obviously. We've got a little melon fridge basket. You know I'd said on these videos I'm doing at minute, it's getting late at night and I think my brain's going to sleep. It's going to sleep, definitely. I'm going to be going in the bath soon, and it's not far off bedtime after I've had some tea. So I think that's what I should be doing. But I'll take some photos, as I mentioned. I'd recommend this. Check out the photos at the end so you can see how big. In fact, I do have a Sindy next to me because I've just had her out. It is the collectible one, so she's not really one that would be standing in the kitchen. And she's got high heels on. So to be honest, she's not much different, is she? Where are we going? There we go. So I don't think the size is that far out. I don't think I'll bother with the plinth. I think the plinth, I'm doing it again, aren't I think the plinth is a fabulous idea, especially if it was painted silver, to stand on it because it looks like it's part of it. Or if you've got this turquoisey colour, you could do that. But I'm happy with that. So, because if she's going in the fridge, she can sort of pop her hand in there and get her items out quite comfortably. As I mentioned, look, got a nice size for the soda pop, so it does work. So Cindy's, Barbies, anything that's sort of around that 1/6 scale will work perfectly for this. So that's it for now. Check out the photos at the end. Let me know if you've got one. Definitely check out other people's pages because I learned a few things. And as I said, I know I'll pop Mandy's link in there below because I know she's a big Cindy collector as well as other dolls. So I know that she's putting hers in her vintage Cindy doll house. Mine's going in the Kid Creations one, which is the more modern one. The fit is going to be a squeeze, but I think I can fit it in. So thank you so much for watching. Hope you enjoyed that. Please like, subscribe and share. And I will see you all very soon. So bye-bye for now.